Welcome to the Holy Collective. I am Lokian, and this is the path of Lokianism. People seek information, but do not seem to realize that wisdom too seeks expression. Most people believe divine oneness sees and judges people. Rather, think of divine oneness as feeling the intent and the emotion of beings, not as interested in what we do as why we do it. We are eternal beings. There are many places in the universe where souls who are to follow us can take on bodily forms. Our current way of life is selfish. We fail to see what we are doing to the water, the animals, the air, atmosphere, the vegetation, and plant life, and to each other. We must find a solution to our problems without destroying this world. There are those of us who are on the edge of regaining our individual spirit of true beingness. With enough focus, there is time to reverse the destruction on this planet. But first, we need to help ourselves. It's true that a lot are working toward this goal. However, we are only as strong as our weakest link or links in society. For it is society that forms our immediate collective consciousness. Perhaps it is the collective consciousness which manifests biblical events, which explains why things are happening according to revelations. With enough of the collective focusing on specific events, thus materializes such events. In the beginning of time, within the void of chaos, all earth was joined together. The divine oneness of chaos created the light, the first sunrise breaking the dawn of eternal darkness. The void was used to warehouse the many realms rotating in the vastness of chaos. Our planet was one of them. It was flat and featureless. There was no texture, gradient, nor personality, and the surface was naked. All was silent because all was whole, and that wholeness was the non-physical or primordial chaos. There was truly nothingness, hence the divine oneness of chaos, because as we now understand, chaos is made of positive, negative, and neutral energies, which is total chaos. Then chaos became conscious, and thus expanded awareness and knowingness to each of the realms contained within the void. The void is just a limbo, a purgatory, or a non-physical or physical, perhaps both, storage unit. Now, once chaos expanded, each realm received different things, which is very broad, different laws of physics, different potentials, mostly all of the love from all the various belief systems, myths, and fairy tales. So, Earth received water, air, metal, wood, fire, magnetism, and electricity, and all temporary forms of life sprouted and were introduced, and there was an interest to become a part of this system on Earth, from the vast perspective of the non-physical chaos. We were the oneness of that chaos. Thus, chaos divided into the positive, male, and negative, female polarities, and became the products of intended manifestation, which form the vessels in which we all reside. That oneness transmuted from non-physical into physical, and became separate in order to experience itself in a given or chosen positive or negative polarity. Chaos is divine oneness, and divine oneness is what we call God. And since we are so addicted to form, we find God hard to define. So we've attached our own lingo to it and called it myth, lore, religion, dogma, and theology. Oneness has no size, weight, or shape, hence the non-physical. Oneness is the true essence, creativity, purity, love, unlimited and unbound energy of chaos. A rainbow represents the weaving line of energy or consciousness that starts as total peace and harmony and changes vibration and frequency and becomes sound, color, and form. The rainbow is connected to a sort of creator consciousness because it reveals the spectrum that is everything. The creator consciousness exists within rocks, plants, animals, and humanity, and the Roy G. Biv, or rainbow, is the spectrum and how we visualize and perceive it to be. Humans were created, but the human vessel, vehicle, container, cup, or chariot, or body only temporarily houses the external part of us. Other physical external beings exist and are located in the other realms or levels of consciousness throughout the multiverse. The multiverse is just other dimensions within the one verse, the universe. Divine oneness is not a person or some father sitting on a throne of gold, no matter how much we'd love to believe otherwise, but to each his or her own. It is God. It is supreme. It is total chaos, which consists of varying degrees of varying polarities, including positive, negative, and neutral, love, hate, good, evil, light, darkness, male, female, and even the physical and non-physical, which makes it complete. And to be complete is the total sum of it all, hence total chaos. And the world was created, as well as other worlds. Worlds being the way to define a plane of existence according to our language. So these worlds were created when total chaos became aware and conscious and divided the oneness of its polarities into positives and negatives and neutrals, and those brought about the spectrums and various gradients by which they can be recognized, individualized, and compartmentalized into separate forms. We're humans made in the image of God. Not the physical image, because God has no body. Souls were made in the likeness of God, meaning that we are capable of pure love and peace and have the capacity and ability to caretake and create many things. We were given the free will of chaos, and this planet serves as a learning tool or platform for our senses and emotions, which are uniquely acute. Once the soul descends into human form, and human form is a choice to be, made by the contracts of the non-physical aspects of chaos, the non-physical being the negative and the physical being the positive. Total chaos is neither here nor there. It just is the isness or I amness of now. Total chaos is whence both halves of positive and negative, light and dark, love and hate, male and female, unite and meet in the equally balanced middle. Our ancestors of old experimented with emotions, intentions, and actions, and thus found that they had free will to choose between feeling anger or excitement if they so elected. They could look for things to feel the anger or excitement, or even create situations to make them increase or decrease in moral value. However, if it is true peace and harmony that we seek, then worry, greed, lust, lies, absolute power, and dis-ease are not the feelings and emotions which one should spend time developing into habits, because they lead to hazardous addictions. We could say that myths, religious theologies, and belief systems reflect these examples of causality. For examples, our ancestors disappeared and transmuted into a mass of rocks, mountains, a waterfall, river, stream, or a cliff. And these things or entities still exist within the world today and are places of reflection for anyone wise enough to learn from them. This is how we have the god of thunder, the goddess of the sea, the moon goddess, the god of chaos, or the goddess of spring. And these gods and goddesses of mythological lore are the entities that exist within the various elements as a way to learn from them as to upgrade our current way of life overall. These myths are passed down as lore or religious doctrine and are all similarity relative to the other traditions because they are all the same thing with different names, labels, or cultural definitions. Therefore, it is all the same. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on to the next video. Goodbye.